super amazing morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining, and let's begin the process as we actually hit 6:15. So, all the people who have actually done something yesterday, I would request each and every one of you to share your reflections in the group so that you don't miss out, right? To reflect. The reason is some of you might think that, yeah, I'm doing the journaling, but you may not be doing the journaling, right? And that I understand. But in that case, you want to make sure that at least you share in the group itself so that your reflection is recorded as per your thinking. Okay. So, first and foremost, we'll be just warming up and priming our body first. And today, instead of actually putting up the music, I thought it will be easier for all of you to actually do it on the seat itself. So, one of the things which Tony Robbins teach people when they actually get up, you can prime your body by feeling about your heart. Okay, so we'll be doing that exercise. It's a very simple. It is being taught in a different ways by different kriyas, what we call pranayam, sudarshan kriya, and all this. It is nothing but to feeling your heart. So raise your hand, okay, and make sure that when you bring your hand down like this, you are exhaling. Okay, exhaling the air inside you, and that will continue for continuous 10 seconds. So, or 10 counts. Let's do it 10 counts so that it is easier for everyone. Okay. So, ready? One, two, three. So, when you do it from 10 counts, you need to close your eyes and feel your heartbeat. That's first part. Okay. Close your eyes and feel your heartbeat by doing so. And after 2 or 3 seconds, again you do that. Ideally speaking, it should be done for 25 times. But then I hope we can start with the 10 and then we can reach to that. All right. Let's do one more time. 10 counts. Okay. Get your heart pumping. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you will find your heart. Just try and be together with your heart. Close your eyes. Just feel your heartbeat and be grateful about the life that you have, the things around you. Just be in that silence and just speaking to your heartbeat, nothing else. Now, in this silence, you can actually put an intention for the day. Intention requires purity, and the purity only comes when you are connected to yourself. So, in that silence, whenever you feel that things are not going in your way, you want to probably find out, okay, why things are not moving in my way, and so on and so forth. You want to get back to the basics. Basics is to connect with yourself. And in order to connect with yourself, the best exercise is to connect with your heartbeat because everything around us is a chaos, noise, but this is the purity that you feel about your soul. Okay. This is the prana that is true to yourself. And that is what you want to feel whenever you are stuck, whenever you feel that nothing is going in my way and everything around me is kind of not working. You want to get back to the basics and connect to yourself and put the intention that I want to achieve it. Now, every intention, if you feel with the purity, it always fulfills. So universal law says that every intention which is pure has to be fulfilled by default. Okay. So if you say that because my boss actually has bashed me, maybe he meet with an accident. Now this intention is not pure, even though it is an intention. Okay. So that will never happen. But if you say that, let him probably realize his mistake and let our relationship go better. Now, this is a pure intention. Okay. With the same situation, the intention is different. So you want to probably come up with a pure intention every day whenever the things goes wrong, whether it is in your favor or it is not in your favor, doesn't matter. Okay. Now today we'll be doing the gratitude, but we'll be doing the gratitude only for your professional life today. Okay. So now pick up your notebook and pen and write down the three things that you are grateful in your professional life, because it is very easy to find out the things which is around you. Okay. But I want you to now focus in your professional life, because 50% or 40% of our life we are going to spend in our jobs. Yeah, 40 years out of the 70, 80 years that we are going to live. So we want to probably make sure that this 40, 30 years we are putting in the right efforts and we attract the right people as well. So just close your eyes or probably remember, who are you grateful for as a person? What are the things that you are grateful for in your professional life? What are the things that you are grateful for in your company? Now, don't tell me that nothing is going right. So nothing that I'm grateful for. Okay, that will never happen. There is always everything around you which is you're grateful for. So think about it. If you didn't have a job, what would have been your situation? That itself is a gratitude as well, correct? So the person who hired you should be grateful for. The person who is your boss, if you actually express your gratitude, you'll find that all the ill feeling that you may be carrying right now will slowly and steadily will go away. Now, he or she may not be the right person, but we are not looking for the right person anyway, right? They are acting as per their situation and the mindset. That's what we discuss in the yeah discuss in the morning. Some may be out of the job right now. Those who are out of the job, think about the things which are beautiful for your current situation in your professional life. And you'll find that because I am out of job, I am able to think about myself. Because I'm out of job, I am able to probably take up some additional learning. Because I'm out of job, I am doing a search with a meaningful way for my career. Now you can always find a blessings in every situations. The question is whether we have an eye for it or not. Okay. So we need to find do we have an eye for finding out the blessing in anything and everything that is happening around us? That's the question that we need to ask, which is called the attitude of gratitude. That do we have the attitude of gratitude around us, or do we always live to find the problems? And if you observe your day for the last 2 days or so, while we are infusing a lot of energy in the morning, some of you might get into the situation where you are probably forgetting the gratitude part and get into the routine aspect. Okay. So that is where you need to be intentional about it. Okay. So everybody has done the gratitude for your professional life. Professional life. Once you are done, just let me know. All right. Now, while I put music on, I want you to now reflect with your eyes closed. Yesterday we talked about the areas of life where you want to set up the goals. Some of you have shared your goals as well. Okay. Now I want you to think about in order to actually achieve these goals in our life. Okay. What are the positive statements that I will be infusing in my mind every day? What will I say to myself every day in order to achieve the goals? Now, if I ask you on all the 5 areas, it will take a lot of time. So you'll first focus with what you do and why you are here and connected to me. It is your career. Okay. So let's say you have put the goal that I want to be a vice president with a X amount of salary by March 24 or December 24 or whatever is your goal. Now you want to probably create an affirmation. The affirmation is a positive statement that we have actually given to you. You want to create a positive statement for yourself that you speak to yourself every day that I am on that path. That means your energy never goes down until you achieve that goal or a milestone. Okay. So you have to close your eyes and probably create the affirmations for yourself. Now, affirmation has a very, very simple thing. Affirmations are a positive statement in the present tense. Okay. What we call as a 3P, personal, present, and what do you call? Process. You can actually put it as a process. Okay. So already, I am already achieving X amount of salary and this position. I am working in this. That is also an affirmation. So you can also create an affirmation of process. Okay. You can also create an affirmation of being, status. Okay. So I am a strategic communicator. Those who want to eye for the executive positions. I am a strategic communicator. Now, this is an affirmation which will help you to achieve your goal that you are looking for. So we'll create a 3 statement for yourself based on your goal. Create a 3 statement by closing your eyes that what will I say to myself every day that will help me to keep me on radar for my goals. Okay. So I'll be putting the music on. I want you to think because this is the time where your thinking power is at the highest level. Okay. So let's begin that thinking. I'm putting the music on right now. And once you're done, just put it down in the comment box. Yourself. And put at least one statement in the chat box so that I understand that you have done it. 3 affirmations. Okay. About your career goal. 3 affirmations about your career goal. The affirmation I am writing for some of you so that you can understand. done, you can also read some of the definitions that others are writing so that you can get ideas about it as well. Okay, now we have set the affirmation for your career goal in 2024. Make sure that you are repeating it. Okay, so repetition is the mother of skill. That's what Tony Robbins says. That means it is master. That I'm not afraid of a person knowing 1,000 moves. I'm afraid of the person who has practiced one move for 1,000 times. But the person with is you guys can hear me. So I was giving the reference of Bruce Lee's statement. He says that I'm not afraid of a person who knows 1,000 moves, 1,000 karate part, right? But I'm afraid of a person who has actually practiced one move for 1,000 times, because that is the mastery. Okay. Now, if you want to be master of your destiny, then you need to actually get into the power of repetition. Now, anything and everything that you want to achieve in your life, if you decide that I want to be master on something, just make sure that you repeat it 100 times, 1,000 times till the time you are master of it. Earlier, it used to be told that it takes around 10,000 hours to master anything. Okay, 10,000 hours. Now, nowadays we are living in the digital age, so we can speed up that process. Okay, and speeding up the process requires you to probably repeat the things that many times in a day in a more structured way. And that is why we need to create the affirmations which can actually help you visualize yourself doing or achieving something which you want in your career. All right. So that is the first part of it. Now, on the forgiveness part, how many of you have done some mistake in the last 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks in your professional life for which you should have actually apologized? How many of you have done that? Whatever it could be, right? It could be small, big, doesn't matter. And if you have not yet understood that, so I want you to again reflect about that. Okay. I want you to reflect about that and think about that mistake. What has gone wrong? Whether I was at fault, and did I apologize and probably clear the air? That means, did you actually apologize for your past mistake and put the lessons learned? Now, the forgiveness can happen in many ways. Okay. One of the things which we always feel that somebody has done wrong to us, so we want to forgive them, but we are not able to forgive because of XYZ reason. Right. Now, there are many mistakes that we do on a daily basis. Every day we make mistakes. If we are not realizing, that's a different aspect. So if we become aware of our mistakes itself, you can continue to speak the words that we talked about yesterday, which is a Ho'oponopono. All right. So I want you to remember your mistake of the last 1 week, 2 week, whatever is the time frame that you remember, and think about that person and the mistake in detail. Okay. And today you want to speak to that person and say sorry. This is the next level of your forgiveness that will happen. Whether you said sorry to them or not sorry to say them, whether you have said sorry with your heart into it or not, that is what you need to decide now. But find out about the person. Now, this person, I'm talking about the professional life right now. The reason I am talking about the professional life, in personal life, it is very easy to say sorry to our family members. Yes or no? And you feel like and assume that everything is now hunky dory. Please understand human behaviors is very weird. That means humans always carry the grudges if we are hurt personally as well, right? So within the family members, even though we are staying in the one room, you carry the grudges. How many of you realize that? Yeah. Even your child also carries the grudges at times. Okay. So why am I coming to the professional life? Because it is very difficult to say sorry in the professional life. Very easy to say in the home. Okay. So I want you to probably reflect about your mistake in the past 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Identify a person where you need to go and say sorry to them today. Okay. Now, this will be the most difficult one. How do you feel after that is what you need to write down in your reflection today. And those who are not writing, please write down so that you can inspire other people as well. Okay. And when you say sorry, it doesn't mean that you have to only accept the mistake. Okay. You have to also tell them that I have taken these steps to correct it. Because professionally, when you accept the mistake, you are tagged as somebody who doesn't know things, right? You don't want to be sounding that. You want to probably apologize, but at the same time, say that from this incident, from this mistake, I have learned X, Y, Z. I have corrected my course. Now, that way, you don't put your professional career in danger. Everybody understand this? Because otherwise, there are people who are probably carrying the grudges already and they are waiting for you to accept the mistake and put it in your appraisal system. He has accepted, admitted. Okay. So please don't go for that. Go with that aspect that you apologize. Show them that what I learned and what I'm going to change it. That is what is required as a part of today's forgiveness. All right. So think about it. I'm just putting the music on. Remember, write it down because otherwise, once you miss this opportunity, let me also tell you that you will not go and apologize for your mistakes ever. And if you develop the attitude like this, when you go up the ladder, how many of you hate your executive leaders or the top leaders for making the decisions on behalf of you? Yeah, they are making decisions of whether take the deals or not take the deals, whether revenue will grow or not, whether sales happen or not. And we now curse them. Bloody idiots, they are being paid crores of rupees. They don't understand what is that they are doing. And I have to suffer. That's what we say in the corporate world, right? But please understand, they are carrying their own ways of thinking as well. If you reach to that thinking, you will also make similar mistakes. Okay. So before we judge others, let's first understand why we are judging for them. Okay. So think about the person. You need to apologize in your professional life. What lessons have you learned and what will you change? These are the three things that I have asked you. What lessons have you learned and what will you change going forward? Okay. I'm putting the music on before we move forward. Put it in your notebook so that you don't miss it. Typing done so that I understand. All right. Now I want the last element. We started with the gratitude. We started with the forgiveness as well. Now I want you to probably ask you this one simple thing which I asked you yesterday. How many of you have actually identified your strength and understood, okay, understood how will it help you to achieve your goals? Have you aligned your strength with your goals? That was the exercise of yesterday. And if you have not done, let me tell you that your strengths will remain dormant. Dormant is something which is a potential available, but that potential is never being utilized, which is called the underplaying. Okay, which is called the underplaying. That means you are not playing full according to your potential. So alignment of the strength with the goals is one of the exercise that will help you to understand how do I use my strength to probably achieve the goals. Now, today's task is identify your weakness. Identify your weakness. Okay. Now, I will restrict myself to the professional weaknesses. I'm sure there are personal weaknesses which are reflected in your professional life as well. Yes. Some of you have a personal weaknesses which are reflected in your professional life as well. Now, that is where you need to probably restrict yourself to a one area of life. So we'll talk about the professional life. Identify your weakness. Now, weakness could be also the lack of skill. Do you all agree with that? Yeah. Weakness could be the lack of skill as well. But weakness could be your nature as well. Weakness could be a lack of understanding as well. Weakness could be the lack of exposure as well. Yeah. Now you want to identify your weaknesses not because you want to improve on everything, but you want to protect yourself from those weaknesses. How many of you understand the difference? Most of us, we feel that I am bad in communication, I am weak in communication. Okay. Now, when you're weak in communication, you try and say that I want to learn the communication skill. So you actually enroll for various courses and still you don't learn anything. How many of you done a lot of things, right? Now, in order to protect yourself from the weaknesses, you need to understand where the weaknesses come from. Is it the lack of skill? Is it the lack of exposure? Is it the lack of skill? Is it the lack of exposure? Is it the lack of awareness? These are the three areas from where the weakness comes. Okay. So any weakness that you can think about, personal or professional, you will always identify that these are the three areas: lack of skill, lack of awareness, and the lack of your application of that awareness as well. So you want to identify your weakness in the professional career. Write down 1, 2, 3 that you are aware. Who can tell you that? Who can tell you your weaknesses? Don't go and ask your boss today that, boss, tell me my weakness. He'll say, why don't you wait for the appraisal system? We'll give you all the weaknesses there. Okay. So don't even ask wife also, unfortunately. Okay. She will give along with the proofs. You don't want that. All right. Timeline, timestamp, everything. Yes. So you want to first ask your loved ones and the people who are true to you, your friends who don't shy away from giving you the right advice, your colleagues who can actually understand you. Okay. Your friends you can understand, and so on and so forth. Okay. Or your bosses who are really good in sharing openly about you, that I feel these are the things that you can work upon. Okay. Now, whenever you want to ask your boss, don't ask the word called weaknesses. Okay. You always go to your boss and say, what are the areas that you feel will help me reach to this level, which I can improve upon? Okay. What are the areas that you feel I can improve upon, which will take me to the next level? Now, indirectly, you are asking some of the elements of the weaknesses. They may say professional area, they may see personal area as well. Now, whatever they say, take it with a pinch of salt. Okay. If you have a limited exposures to your bosses, you will have to take that feedback with the pinch of salt. But if you have a great exposure to your bosses, they'll be the one who know your nature as well. Okay. So you want to understand them further by digging down and deep dive the questions. So today your task is to identify, first is the apology part, and the second is identify your weakness and what can you do to overcome. Is it the awareness? It is the exposure? It is the skill? What is missing actually? You need to first understand the root cause of the weaknesses. If you don't understand the root cause of the weaknesses, you will go to the different resources and you'll not be able to overcome your weaknesses. Most of us, we run the race. We run the race based on the how other people are running the race. How many of you realize, right? How the others are running. We are more concerned about how fast they are rather than how fast I can be. So if you learn how fast you can be, rest of the things will not matter. Correct? So what is your weakness root cause? Is it your exposure? Is it your skill? Or is it your awareness? And you'll be coming up with a lot of answers to that. If you can identify three weaknesses, nothing like it on your professional part, not on the personal part, you can actually combine your personal part as well. Some of you have actually put up your strength, focus, punctual, this. These are your personal trait. How many of you understood, right? Personal traits and the professional traits. There are strength on the personal side and the professional side. There are weaknesses on the personal side and the professional side. You want to understand both. Clarity is power and self-clarity is a superpower. So try and get the superpower. Okay. Now your task, today's goal for you is to identify these weaknesses and share your reflection if you have done so in the group. Some of you have joined new. I think some of you are not in my community. If you have not been in my community, there is a webinar tonight at 8 p.m. So just check your email on your respective WhatsApp group or otherwise. You'll be getting the notification for that. Okay. So that you can join that webinar and understand what we do in the community. And I'll be opening the group. Please do not put something which is not relevant for that group. A lot of you have actually tried to put a lot of things on that. So we had to remove and we had to close the group. Just put the relevant thing which is only related to the 21 days. All right. Tomorrow when we meet, I want you to be clear about your strength, about your weaknesses. These are the two elements that you need to do because the rest of the things will now depend on that. How good you are able to identify those elements. Okay. Look forward to see you tomorrow morning at 6:15 a.m. sharp. Take care. Have an amazing day. And please share a lot of reflections in the group. I'm opening the group right now, and I'll be putting the summary, what you need to do as well.